Thanks for clicking on Weather on Demand. I'm meteorologist Sean Householder for UpperMichiganSource.com. Another warm one yesterday as we glance at our almanac, about 14 degrees above our long-term average, falling shy of that record of 95. Still another 90-degree day, and we start to lose a bit of that heat today, but it's still plenty warm and plenty humid. Here's our national map, and high pressure starts to bow out now to that latest frontal boundary. You can see high pressure, though, keeping much of the center of the country dry, and this heat dome is what's responsible for all these heat advisories all across much of the country. In fact, the lower peninsula is under a heat advisory once again today. Here's what's happening for us. We're watching this frontal boundary, and it's streaming all this moisture and instability in off of the arrowhead of Minnesota. And the best chance for severe weather is across northern Minnesota, and isolated tornado development not out of the question, and we can't rule that out. Now, of course, once those storms cross the western Lake Superior, they are experiencing some stabilization, but really not a whole lot. As you can see, some heavy rain moving into those western counties as this is being recorded at the 8 o'clock hour. Some heavy rain fell overnight, some storms that managed to continue into those overnight hours. Heavy rain looking east, and we were just picking up on a pretty heavy downpour this morning as well here at the station in Negaunee. Taking a look, there's a few showers over towards Munising, Grand Marais, and they picked up on some heavy rain out in those eastern counties yesterday evening. And there was also a report of 1 inch hail. As you can see across the UP, moisture continues. Taking a look at temperatures at the last check, Copper Harbor, the cool spot at 66. Much of the area is reading into the low 70s now. It's 73 in Menominee, 67 in Marquette with that bit of a lake breeze going. And looking downstate, the comfort level, well, rather uncomfortable again. We can use dew points as a measure of that comfort level into the low 70s. Plenty humid, and with those temperatures eventually working into the low 90s, heat indices will be up into the triple digits around 105. That's the theme all across the country. It's 82 in places like Washington, D.C., Boston, Massachusetts, reading 82 this morning. Plenty hot there. And all across the eastern U.S. So here's the setup for today. This high pressure starts to sink south and actually drifting slowly westward. So it's no longer such a strong influence on our weather. We're watching this frontal boundary. We're actually in the warm sector of this low pressure system. Main area of low pressure still well off to our north. Much moisture and instability still well back to our west. We'll continue to watch all that activity drifting eastward as we move through our Thursday and tonight, even into our Friday morning. We expect some strong thunderstorms, potentially dropping, well, torrential rain, some gusty winds, large hail also a threat. And of course, well-organized storms are a threat through the overnight hours. Tornadoes not out of the question, although the odds are pretty slim for that. Here's what happens by Friday. Main area of low pressure and the initial cold front will be just about overhead, say around lunchtime. We start to see the effects of drier air on the backside of that, and then cooler air reinforces that initial cold front, bringing dry conditions and pleasant weather temperature-wise into our Saturday. Should make for a nice weekend. We get through the next day or so, mostly cloudy skies. Heavy rain falling with any storms that do develop, especially this afternoon and evening. Watch for gusty winds through the overnight hours too. Temperatures into the mid and upper 80s in some of the warmest spots, cooler by the Superior shoreline, holding into the upper 60s to around 70 overnight, and even into our Friday morning. Here's a look at your Friday. A little cooler, less humidity too, especially by the shoreline, into the mid 70s, still reaching into the 80s. And we do keep the threat for strong thunderstorms into your Friday morning. We dry out into the second half of the day on your Friday. The weekend looks pretty good, and then rain returns by Monday and Tuesday. And that Saturday night, that looks real nice. Temperatures fall into the mid 40s. Have a great day.